Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Let's talk about an uncivilized mutt. We got a white man who thought it would be a good idea to accost an elderly black man, an 80-year-old black man, and hurl racial slurs towards him. Well, that is until another white man hard-checked him. Family, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Some racial shit. You talking to an 80-year-old man, done cussed him out, and we gon' no, cause my dad is 80 years old, and you seen him. Everybody's seen him, and that's why
I got him smacked.
I already know he need to be.
He won't smack me like that.
My dad 80 years old. Yes, you did.
Look at how the lie rolled off his tongue. I ain't say it to him. The lie just rolled right off his tongue. She heard him. The other man heard him, and who knows who else heard him say that. See how easy he lied? How easily he lied. And first of all, fam, let me just salute the dude who stepped up and, checked that fool. Because a lot of them would not. A whole lot of people. It ain't often that somebody is victimized in the streets, especially these days, and somebody come to their rescue. Especially when you start talking about racial situations. It's very seldom are you going to see a white person getting out of pocket, using racial slurs, being a racist, and other white people step up and tell them to pipe down, make them pipe down. Very seldom will you see that. Well, this is an exception.
Jump on me like that. Stopping in the middle of the street. Jump on me like that.
Why? Dad, you got me fucked up.
Jump on me like that.
Fucked up.
You jump on me like that, I'll knock you the fuck out. You'll be sleeping in this parking lot.
Fuck with my dad if you want to.
I've been to prison already, motherfucker. You think I give a fuck about it?
And me,
I did 12 years already, bitch.
And me motherfucking too.
Because you want to pick on an old man, motherfucker.
Pick on him. I asked him why he stopped in the middle of the road.
Because he's fucking 90 years old. Maybe he was looking to see what he's doing.
Okay.
So we asked an 80-year-old man why he stopped in the middle of the road. This is just a textbook racist dude, perhaps he's just a regular, just ignorant person too, because you got to give people grace. If I'm driving down the street and I see an 80-year-old person just stop in the middle of the street, my first instinct is to help them, to aid them in some kind of way, because they're probably stuck. They're probably, they probably don't have their faculties together. That's what I'm thinking of. Perhaps they're experiencing a medical emergency. But no, this clown, this uncivilized mutt, this devil decides that, get out the way. Woo, he don't give a damn. Like one of these days, if he keep waking up, he's not going to be 80 years old. So dude get a double salute, also for standing up for the elderly. And you got to give the daughter a lot of credit too for filming this thing and making sure that she put this clown on Front Street, and for standing up for her father, because there are some people out there who would have just accepted it. Now, obviously, she was put in a very bad situation, but she decided to throw caution to the wind and was like, man, I'm not going to let him handle my father like that. She could have found herself in a very dangerous situation. However, we see now that you see how these cowards behave when a man enters the room. Right? Oh, he was all ready to go. He was ready to take off on the woman. But when the man stepped in, that coward started plea bargaining. He piped all the way down. He started looking for a way out. while keeping his eyes on the woman the whole time. He should have had his eyes on Buddy, who's about to clock him. But he's so mad, he's still mad at the woman, but it's the other guy who's giving him everything that he can handle, cussing him out, clowning him, talking about him like a dog, and he's scared as hell. He won't say nothing. He ain't got none of that energy for a man. It's a lot of them out there like that.
Okay, my flip-flops.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. He got me fucked all the way. Call the police because I got you, baby.
Flip-flops. This is the way they operate. This is the way bullies operate. See, bullies only strike when they have a clear-cut advantage, i.e. size, weaponry, or numbers. That's it. That is the only time bullies strike, when they have a clear-cut advantage, size, weaponry, or numbers. And that just goes to show you how much of a coward they are. Because if he was all that, like he was acting like he was, then he would have had that same energy for the guy who approached him and said, come on with it. This guy wanted. He looking for the smoke. I did 12 years. You think me going to prison, I'm going to be scared of you saying you're going to go to prison? See, that uncivilized mutt created chaos, and then he tried to play the victim. When Buddy gave him that smoke, he was like, oh, and then you're going to go to jail. He starts all the drama. And when it go down, when he finds he's up against a formidable opponent, now this coward lay it all the way down. And I'm glad she filmed it so that the world can see how big of a coward he is. Now, he's so embarrassed, he probably went home and swung on his woman. Now, he probably ain't got no woman. He probably got a dog. He probably went home and swung on the dog and, had some wild, yeah, he looked like the type. He absolutely looks like the type. Very seldom do you see white people standing up against racism. I'm talking about in a real way. I'm talking about like in real time. When they see a white person being a racist, they step up and put them in check. Very seldom do you see that happening. I've seen so many times where you can see that this white person is out of pocket, and other white people be standing around just watching. And let's say things get physical. If that person, the white person who started it, gets physical, as long as it looks like they're on top, looks like they're winning, everybody just sit back and watch the action. The minute somebody overtake them, they rushing in to try to break it up. Yeah, man, that's how it go. And looking at this beyond just race, oftentimes you see this type of thing happening to people from all types of backgrounds. When somebody is victimized, people just stand around and watch because everybody's scared and don't nobody want to go to jail. And do y'all know that if everybody just stood up, if we stood up as a society, we wouldn't even have as much violence and chaos as we have? If there were more brave people that would stand up to these bullies, you wouldn't even have as many bullies out there. You wouldn't have to intervene as much because they would already know they're up against an entire community. They already know this. But because everybody just got that attitude of mind your own business, then it spreads like wildfire. And then one of these days, see, you might have it all together. You might be tough and you can handle yourself. But what about when your daughter on that train? What about when your son is on that bus, or your grandmother, or your mother, or your father, or your wife? What about them? you're not going to always be there to protect them. Wouldn't you like to know that if one of your loved ones did go to the corner store, that they could go to the corner store without having some uncivilized mutt disrespect them or try to SA them in broad daylight? And if something like that happened, wouldn't you feel comfortable knowing that if something like that was attempted to happen, I already know the type of people that lives in this society that I'm in, oh, they're going to come to their defense. Wouldn't you like to know that? You got to be the change you seek. Once again, salute to the dude who stepped in and played hero, and also the daughter for stepping up and sticking up for her father. No more talk.